Hello, Ivan. How are you? Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yep. Hi.
You're here. Aha, finally, you made it to my class.
Yeah,
So,
finally.
finally. So, again, I'm using the new microphone here today, just trying to test it out.
I
Today's
see.
topic, today's topic is about the world map and things we can find interesting on the world map. So, first question is, how often do you use Google Maps? Is it something you can live without it? Are you using it constantly? How are you?
I'm fine.
Hello, can you hear me? I hear myself a little bit. Can, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I hear it.
So for someone to answer, how often do you use Google Maps? Someone tell me.
Maybe once a week.
Who said that?
I.
Miguel. Okay. Once a week. And what are you usually searching for? Are you searching something for local, or are you trying to find directions for something? What are you looking for?
I try to make transfer how to а как перемещаться? How to
How to get from one point to another point.
yes, how to get from one point to second.
So what would you do without Google Maps? Explain. Someone explain. When was the last time they used a big map, a big, not public map, but like a paper map? Does everyone still have a paper map with them?
Maybe
Oksana, do you have a paper map?
Oksana.
I didn't understand the question about paper map.
Do you know what a paper map is?
Yes, of
Yeah,
course, I know.
We have one.
Sorry?
Yes, we have one map like this.
But do you still need a paper map, or do you think, Google Maps these days should be sufficient?
Yes, as for me, sometimes it's very useful. Unfortunately, when your phone is shut down and you have non-communication, and in this case, paper map can help you.
So
Yes.
where do you keep yours then?
Hmm?
Where do you keep yours?
In car.
In the car.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, so you don't lose it there. And what kind of maps do you take? Do you take a map of Kiev, a map of Ukraine? What do you take with you?
I have two maps. One with Kiev and one with whole Ukraine. A transit map.
But it's hard to look at a map and pinpoint exactly where you are, and then you have to orientate yourself where you are. I think sometimes that can be really, really difficult, and that's why a lot of people hate using maps these days. They hate it. I mean,
The thing is, we used to be on some, let's say, trainings about coordination and finding yourself on maps and something like this sort of things. And we just know how to use map, how to find ourselves.
how to find ourselves. GPS, no?
Yeah. Oh, sometimes it's more horrible than ordinary maps, as for me.
Hey, for GPS, it takes just 3 coordinates for them to find where exactly you are. I don't like that.
No, but the thing is, GPS in Ukraine is sometimes it's more horrible than an ordinary car. My friend has GPS, and he arrived to a cemetery. And the GPS says that it's your destination point.
Yeah.
You're done. So he turned off this GPS and never use it.
Oh God. Who else has that where they looked on something on Google Maps and it took them to the wrong direction? Who else had this problem? Hello, anyone? Who's new?
Maybe Anton knows. Or Svetozar.
Yes, that's me. Hi everybody. Just I have joined your company. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. Well, I have never used this kind of stuff, so I cannot say anything about this.
You don't use Google Maps?
Google Maps. Sorry, I thought you were talking about GPS system. Google Maps. Yes, I did use, of course. But what is the question? I didn't get the question.
Did you ever get lost? Like, I mean, not lost, but you put in one destination and it gives you something else. It says, come here, and you arrive at some sort of babushka's place instead. You know, like you come to the wrong location. It happens to me a lot in Ukraine. What about for you?
Well, actually, for me, I used this Google Maps before going somewhere just to find the street I was looking for, and I usually use it from my laptop at home, so I don't use I don't use the internet on my cell phone.
Where are you from, though?
Sorry?
Where are you from?
From Ukraine?
What city? Kiev or?
Well, yep. Now I'm in Kiev, but I was born not in Kiev, so that's not my native town. Anyway, I get lost sometimes, but usually I ask people to help me to find the destination.
Okay. Because Kiev's a big city. I get lost in this city. It's too big for me. It's too big. You need a GPS 24 hours on you, and you know, unless you're using the metro all the time. Who else lives in Kiev? Who else? Anyone?
Anton.
Yeah, you, Anton. Who else is it?
I live in Khakassia, in Siberia.
What is the problem in Russian with GPS? You know about this?
The same problem.
What's the problem? You get it's not accurate, or it sent you to somewhere else, or?
Navigator can find the right path.
I think that there are no roads, that's why you don't need GPS.
You're on the road. But I think in Russia you would need some sort of GPS or navigation with you. Russia's a big country. I hate to get lost in Russia.
When us GPS just to pull up.
Could you repeat?
We rarely use GPS.
Okay. I understand you.
Anyone else get lost using Google Maps, or it's just a couple of us? Anyone else? Like they get the wrong destination? No? Nobody else? No? What are some things you don't like about using Google Maps? Maybe someone wants to tell us what they don't like about it. I heard they have a new version out. Is everyone using the new version?
And what is about the new version?
I have no idea. To me it looks different. And some things are different, but I can't tell what the difference is. It's like a little bit slower. What are some things we don't like about Google Maps? Oksana, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I'm here.
What don't you like about Google Maps?
I like to use Google Maps.
What about Yandex?
Oh, I like Yandex. I use usually Yandex more than Google.
What's the difference between Yandex and Google Maps?
I can't see very big differences because I use a little time the maps because I haven't a car. Therefore, I don't need a lot using maps.
No.
Maybe therefore I can't find a lot of difference.
But does it show photos from your area using the Google car? You know how you can take that little person and you can put it anywhere on the map and it shows the route? You know, it shows the pictures.
Like panoramic photo, yes.
Yeah, panoramic photo. Does it show it in your area? Or Google hasn't been in your neighborhood yet?
Yes, I saw in Google.
I see. I saw Yandex makes a panoramic photo too. Maybe 1 year ago. in
Oh,
a big.
okay.
Yes, yes. Mhm.
And now, which looks better? Because I never used Yandex. Is the Google one look better, or is the Yandex?
I think in the Russian cities, Yandex makes it better.
Yandex makes it better. Okay, in
Because
Russian.
Google don't go into the small cities or no to Яндекс have a big как big maybe количество, who knows,
Quantity. Number of.
Number of points.
правильно, большее количество сказать, вот что-то я так.
The quantity of something.
Oh, Yandex has a more quantity of cities with the panoramic photo.
No, you know the problem I found. I mean, how do I ask this question? Are all street names in Russian? I mean, do you ever find some in English, or is it all in Russian?
In Yandex, we can see in English streets.
All of them in English?
I saw 2 days ago. I saw some streets in English in Yandex.
Because sometimes I have a hard time finding some streets like in Ukraine in English. You have to read it in Ukrainian. You know, I don't know why, but maybe it's a translation issue or something. But yeah, I don't know if it's developed, but I'm pretty sure maybe they develop it first in their own native language, and then on like, because I use like Google Canada, it translates it into English, or you can switch your language and it switches it over. So that's the one problem that I've been having, is that sometimes it's very hard to read the Cyrillic names. But that's all I wanted to go with Google Maps. I mean, it looks like everyone uses it these days. And but when did we start using Google Maps? When was the first time we started using it? Do we remember? Oksana, when did you start using Yandex or Google Maps?
When did I started?
When did you start?
Когда я вообще, я просто не совсем.
What is the question?
When did you start using Google Maps or Yandex? When?
For the first time, right?
I mean, like, what year?
What year? Oh, I don't know. Next year ago.
Last year ago. Last year.
Last year. Yes, of course, last year.
All right, so I'm going to the map since we're talking about the world map here. I'm looking at now. I want to know, what place do they find interesting on the world map? What do you find interesting? Is there anything in particular? I'll let you guys talk first. What do you find interesting on the world map? What country or maybe location or where it's located? Does anyone want to go first? Because I have a couple things to say, but I'll let people talk. What do you find interesting?
In general, in the world?
In general, yes, on the map. I'm on maps.google.com. What do you find that's interesting?
I'm sorry, is the question about the map or just places to visit?
No, like based on geographic location, where things are located, or maybe a little bit about the actual country itself. For instance, I could say like about Alaska, and why is Alaska not a part of Russia anymore? Why was it bought out by America? I don't know. Does anyone know what happened between Alaska and Russia? Who knows this story?
I know.
Oksana, tell us what happened there.
Our Alaska was sold. Yes, it was sold for big money, to Americans, and it just was a deal. No, I don't know. Maybe it was a little politic, but I think it was just a deal for money.
For money, yeah, sure. Look how close though Alaska is to Russia. They were thinking of building a bridge between Alaska and Russia. What do you think about this? underground, under the sea? Do you think it's possible?
I don't know. A lot of people, many people now tell that maybe we can return Alaska to Russia, but our president at once said that it's not possible because.
Why? I mean, to get to Canada, no, that would be great because to get to Canada from the west, you wouldn't have to take a plane. You could just go by, well, not a marshutka, but you could take like some sort of bus underneath and go straight there. So that would be interesting. I think that would be very interesting to do. And they were there was actual talks about doing this.
I think Russia needs more cream in Ukraine, да? Crimea. No, but more than Alaska.
Well, what does Alaska have? Can someone tell me what does Alaska have that maybe got America's interested in purchasing it? What do they have?
Well, the land itself, maybe.
Okay, they didn't want Canada, or else they would have bought Canada since it's so close to it. Well, what else do they have that's really rich? Gold? Yeah. Gold, and I think that's it. Some maybe minerals, but I don't know what minerals. But I know there's a lot of gold extraction in Alaska. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of work in Alaska too. A lot of people off of the ocean. I know in the Pacific Ocean they there's a lot of work in the mining fields there. What else is a place of interest? Maybe in America. Maybe someone wants to know more about America. Why wouldn't you live in the center of America? Look at the map in the center. Why is it not good to live in the center? Or maybe. Why isn't it good to live there? Near Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Nebraska. Why isn't it a good place to live there? Can someone answer that for me?
California.
Huh?
Maybe in California. Maybe to live in California just to see Hollywood.
Well, I asked why it's not good to live in the center part.
Why it's not good?
Think about it. What has anyone been watching the news lately about America? And I'm not talking.
Environment.
Okay. How do I say?
Expensive.
No, there was tornadoes.
Oh.
No, tornado.
Tornado. When did Ukraine get a tornado last?
Never.
Why? Why doesn't Ukraine get tornadoes?
That's good placement of our country. We don't have any cataclysm like tornadoes or earthquakes. Maybe we have earthquakes, but they're not so strong like some in the center of USA.
Okay, we call them like F5, F4, F6, different rating. Alright. And has Ukraine ever got like not a hurricane, but like an earthquake?
Yes, we have one earthquake. On south. So,
In the south.
yeah.
Oh, does anyone remember the magnitude?
Very late. A lot years ago.
Many
Wait.
years ago, we can say.
Something like in 80s, maybe.
Okay, in the 80s.
Something like this.
Okay. I mean, it's not okay. What's up? So in America, why in California are they a risk of getting earthquakes? Does anyone know why? Maybe it's all the way from California to Vancouver. You're looking on the map. Does anyone know why?
Because mountains.
Mountains, yes, and because the plates are moving. Does everyone know what erosion means?
Plates. You know, but nobody knows how to tell this.
Erosion. Someone explain erosion. Come on, I have here.
Deals with rain and the soil gets destroyed, something like that.
It gets destroyed. It gets more. It gets.
It's caused by tectonic plates.
Yeah, and it has to do with plate shifting, but I don't know exactly why or how they shift. I don't know how you call an earthquake specialist. I don't even know how they call them, but I don't know exactly how it shifts. But I know in the whole specific part, that's where, like, what's going to happen in California is that they predicted within another 10 or 20 years, there's going to be a massive earthquake in California. A big one. And it's going to be bigger than in Japan or whatever, you know, like a lot of those Asian countries get a lot of earthquakes. What about Florida? Let's go down to Florida. What do we know about Florida's an interesting place near the Gulf of Mexico. What do we know about Florida? Anton. Someone. What do we know about Florida? Has anyone heard about Florida before?
Sure, we have heard, but just as for me, I don't know much. I like to listen to somebody.
What does Florida
I
know?
remember hurricane was there.
Hurricane? Yeah,
Yeah.
hurricanes are there, absolutely, because it's in the Gulf part. Sure, yep, you're correct. What else? Alligators.
Oh.
Alligators. Florida alligators. Bozha. What's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? Does anyone know?
Very big.
Now it's smaller than the alligator.
Sorry?
Alligator smaller.
No. On vice.
Bigger.
Alligators about.
Bigger.
Anton.
Alligator is much bigger and much more dangerous than the crocodile.
Yeah, much more dangerous. I mean, those big salt crocodiles are very dangerous. And as well as Florida has Disneyland. I don't know. Everyone knows Disneyland? Not the one in France, but the one in Florida.
Well, the idea is the same, isn't it?
Everyone heard about it.
Everyone hears about it, but they never go there.
So far.
So far, the Disneylands like in Japan and France, they're not the same. Mickey Mouse, there's only one Mickey Mouse, and he's in Florida. So no, Disney World and Disneyland, they're different. They're different. Some people like the Florida one better because it has Universal Pictures there. Right? I have someone who actually went there. What place, if they were going to go to America, where would why do we always want to go to New York? Why do we always want to go to California? Why do we always want to go to Washington when these are very expensive places to go to?
Because these are big cities.
Okay, you have a point, but they're expensive. Who has friends in America? Anybody?
Well, I used to have a pen friend from America, but he was from Cuba, and we used to exchange some messages. Well, but he lives in America.
He lives in America, but where in America?
I don't remember.
Well, New York is expensive. I mean, maybe because you see it in movies and stuff like that. It's a very expensive city. Very expensive. In California too, it's not cheap. You think Moscow is expensive? I know Moscow is pretty expensive there, but California, I mean, you're dealing in American dollars as well. But what if someone was going to America? What other city would they like to visit, or maybe they have more information about it? Because everyone wants to go, you know, that work and travel program. You know, they want to get some experience. Maybe some cities, maybe some states they've heard of. Anyone? Anton,
I want to visit Fancy School.
where?
It's near to New York.
What's it called?
A Fancy School.
Write it.
Okay.
Pensy. What is a Pensy? It's just a school name?
Yeah.
And what is so special about this school?
Because yesterday I finished one book. It's German Cylinder, and there is a description about Fancy School. And I make a point that I want to visit this place, and look how it is.
And to see how it is. What about, speaking of schools, Harvard School? How come Harvard has a really good reputation? We've all heard of Harvard before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Who said yeah? You did?
Yes, I did.
So why do you think Harvard is so prestige? Everyone knows what prestige means?
Yeah.
What does prestige mean? Explain. Maybe for some people who don't know. Oksana, do you know what prestige means?
Prestige?
Yes.
Something like a good reputation.
Like high class.
Top.
When we talk about high class, we're talking about something that has prestige. Okay? So what's so special about Harvard? How come everyone wants to go to Harvard School? It's located in Boston, Massachusetts. Anyone have any idea?
Well, I think because good teachers.
Oh. Go ahead. One person, please.
Well, I was saying that maybe good teachers teach there, so many people want to go to study there to get a prestigious education and.
Prestige education, I like that.
That's right. Well, because everything depends maybe on the quality of education, on the quality of knowledge that people get from qualified teachers there. So maybe because of that, and the university is rather old, and so it must have a good reputation.
I agree. I mean, they have a good law. They're known for their law programs, and I know someone who went into their physics program, and he had 100% average, so he had a scholarship. And that's the only way you get in is if you have 100% at school. Imagine getting 100%. So, other Ukrainians, what kind of, or anyone who's from Russia here, where else do they want to go? What schools do they want to go in the world that have some sort of clout or prestige besides Harvard University?
Cambridge.
Oksana? Oh, Anton, you said Cambridge University? Yep.
Yeah.
Cambridge is very popular. Yale as well. Any others?
Sorbonne in France.
Well, I don't know this university. Do Ukrainians like to, or I mean, do they like to go to this university? Is it popular for them, or is it very expensive? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
About the Sorbonne?
Yeah, I first time I heard about it.
It's in France, just one of the most famous universities in France, and it's like maybe like Harvard, but in France. Well, I don't know much about the history. What exactly do you want to know about it?
I want to know exactly how some universities get a good name. I know we know about teachers and stuff like that. It's good, but I don't know. The more prestige the school has, the more expensive it is to get in. Maybe because of competition. What about some schools in England? So we said Cambridge, Oxford too, right? So, hey, what else is popular for Ukrainians, or do you think a Ukrainian education is good enough in Ukrainian universities?
Oh, just the problem is that usually Ukrainian universities, I mean Ukrainian diplomas are not recognized in Europe or in the world. That is why people want to go abroad to get European diplomas to have a possibility to get a good job afterwards.
Okay, but is it really worth it? You really think if you go to another country to get an education in a different country, for the people in Ukraine and Russia here, do you really think it's worth it to go that extra mile? I mean, it's a lot of money to spend, unless you have a scholarship. How many people here have had a scholarship?
You have to study very well to get a scholarship.
Exactly. And unless you have rich parents. If you don't have rich parents, you're not going to a rich university in America. That's for sure. It's about money. And Yvonne, are you there? Because Yvonne went to school in Germany. Maybe you can tell us.
Works everywhere.
Yvonne, maybe you could tell us why you chose Germany.
I chose Germany because there were interesting subjects in the university. And it's not far from Ukraine, like 2 hours of flight, and I'm in Kiev.
Now, did you really choose it based on the subjects, or because you just wanted to go to Germany, maybe?
Yeah, the Goethe University is pretty famous in Europe. That's why I choose this one, and the subjects are really good, really good.
Okay.
It's not only about Germany. I had a choice to go to England. I had a choice to go to Spain or somewhere else, to France, but I just chose Germany because I like the subject. It was law and finance. So.
And Anton, are you there? What university? If you had I don't know how old you are, but are you? I don't think you're in university, are you?
I went to university. I went to local university. I don't want anymore.
I don't want to go back anymore.
Yeah.
We can say
What
that.
is your specialty?
I can't understand.
What is your specialty? Specialization?
Professional.
Automation engineering.
So if you had to redo it again, would you go to another country if you had the opportunity, or would you stay in your country now?
Can you repeat, please?
If you had the opportunity, would you go to another country, or would you stay in your current country?
I'd go to another country, of course.
Okay, so what I'm getting is like a lot of Ukrainian, Russian people, they would like to go to another country for education. That's what I'm kind of hearing. But education in Russia and Ukraine is free, right? So why move when it's free, unless it's a specialty?
Depends. It's not always free. Sometimes you have to pay for your studies.
Free not means quantity. Quantity.
But it's cheaper than what we have in Canada, that's for sure.
Cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Studying abroad is not only to get some knowledge at the university, it's also to get some experience, international experience, and to master, maybe improve your language skills. It's also a very good opportunity to practice your language and acquire good knowledge. And just to make friends with people from abroad, why not? And there are different international programs when students from different countries go to other countries just to change, to exchange experience, cultural, language, and others.
But you have to pay more when you go to another country.
Yeah, that's true, but you have to sacrifice something. You have always to sacrifice something. That's life.
So it is all about money then. It's just about money. Money, money, money. I think that's what it's about. Irina, are you there?
Yes,
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Tell us about yourself. This is the first time you've been here, correct?
Yes,
Where are you from? How old are you? Etc., etc.
I'm 10 now.
How old?
I'm 10 years old.
10. Decent.
Oh.
Oh boy. You're the youngest person who's been in the class. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And what brings you to my class? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I wanted to learn English because I want to be a translator. And I think that is a more useful language. So I thought
We
that
hope. We hope. So where are you from, though?
I'm from Taganrog.
Where again?
From Taganrog.
Таганрог.
In Russia.
Taganrog, yes, from Russia.
Okay, because like Russia's a big country, so I don't know where all these places are. Sorry, I'm very new.
Oh. Okay.
So, how did you learn it? Your English sounds pretty good. How did you learn English? Who taught you?
I have a teacher, 2 teachers.
Aha, 2 teachers. Okay,
Yes.
I see. And are they from America or from Russia or some other country or?
No,
You don't know. All right.
only from Russia.
Oh, they're from Russia. Okay, so we're talking about world map, things to do on the world map, universities and world map. When you go to university one day, Dana, do you want to stay in your current country, or are you always thinking about going to school in another country? Because some people here, they tell us they like to travel somewhere else. Well, what is your opinion? Maybe you can tell us. I know you're young, but maybe you have an opinion?
Yes, I have an opinion. My opinion is to go to the outside. Because I think that in outside I will get more.
Experience?
Yes, more experience.
You should come to Canada. You get lots of experience there. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's move away from America. All right, so we talked about Mexico. What is Mexico known for? No, bad question. Okay, we'll move away
Mexico City or Mexico as country?
Mexico City's in Mexico. Well, no, isn't? No, where am I looking at? Mexico. Yeah, Mexico City would be obviously in Mexico. But I was gonna say the cartels, but it's kind of dangerous to go there. I'm not gonna include Mexico. Let's get out of there. Ukrainians never go to or Russian people. They never go to the Caribbean Sea, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Guatemala. No, that's where the terrorists are. Sorry. Costa Rica. Anyone have any friends that go there? No? Ever? No? Not Mexico.
City.
From countries you have just mentioned.
Yeah, Mexico, but a lot of people don't want to go to Mexico these days because they're kind of scared of some issues, right? So people now in North America, they go to Cuba, and they're going to other Cuba, Dominican Republic. But the problem there is I guess for people in North America it would be cheap, but from Ukraine and Russia it would be more expensive. So that's why I guess it's popular to go to Turkey and Egypt as well. What about let's move to Europe. Let's move over to Europe. Now, all right. So for the Russian students in here, where can you go without a visa? Or do you I don't know. Do you need a visa to go anywhere, or what countries do you need to go to get a visa? I mean to travel to, basically.
Maybe Turkey.
Can you go to Turkey without a visa?
In Ukraine we can.
No, in Turkey we can pay several dollars for visa.
So you need a visa?
Yes, of course.
In Thailand we don't need it.
So where do Russian people, I'm asking this because I don't know, where do they like to go now? What's really popular for Russian people nowadays to go?
Crimea is very popular nowadays.
Russian people can travel without visa only когда страны бывшего СССР, да, USSR.
What about Georgia? Georgia? Do you need a visa for Georgia?
Oh, I don't know.
Georgia. Georgia's a beautiful country. They really redid everything. They got a lot of tourism there. Well, that's a country I'd actually like to check out. Besides, like Greece and stuff like that. What any other popular destinations? Why Thailand? Someone tell me about Thailand. Who said that? Anton, you said Thailand. Why Thailand?
Yes, because it's cheaper and it's nearest to us.
It's near. Well, hold on. I'm looking on the map here. Russia's a big country. So 1 second, please.
Yes, it's a country, how I think.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I think that Russia is the biggest country.
It is the biggest country. If you look at Russia, I thought Canada was big,
Packed.
but Russia is huge. How many time zones are in Russia?
8.
8. Oh boy, that's I don't know. That's too many for me. That's too many.
In one place today, in another place in Russia, already yesterday.
And it's hard to believe that because you don't look at the map and you don't look at countries and study them, and even during the USSR, well, I guess you could call it the whole motherland or whatever you want to call it, how big it really was, and like that's incredibly big. But I would say Russia, it's like Irina said, it's the biggest country in the world still, so it never lost any land and stuff like it never lost currently any geographic location per se. I'm looking here. What about Africa? Why don't people like to go to who knows a little bit about Africa? How come people don't go to, like, I don't know, Nigeria? Why don't they go to the Congo, Somalia? How come this is not popular?
Morocco.
Sorry?
I want to go to Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. You want to go?
My grandfather, he was on vacations and said that there was very interesting places. He was very impressed by hospitality of native guys, and he wanted that I travel to this place in my future, and I accepted this. It's for me very interesting too.
But isn't it a little bit dangerous, you think, to go to Ethiopia? What do you think?
Hard to say.
You're a Cossack. You got to bring your sword with you.
That's not so very dangerous as for me, because I trained a lot and I know how to survive in several places, also in dry place.
Did you watch the movie Indiana Jones?
Yes, maybe 2 years ago.
Well, that's what you need, like Indiana Jones. You need that big whip with you.
Maybe.
And it's not too far from, I can see here, the Red Sea as well. Because I see some Ukrainians, like, they talk about going to the Black Sea, of course, right? And I don't know much about the Red Sea, and I'm looking at it here. Has anyone been near the Red Sea as well? Has anyone ever been there? I guess if they're going to maybe Israel or something like that. I don't know how popular this is. So I'm just looking here. Ethiopia. Anyone else been in Africa? I just want to cover a little bit of Africa. Anyone else been or have any friends that?
Morocco is a very interesting country in Africa.
Morocco. Yeah.
Morocco. Mm-hmm.
Morocco.
Very beautiful country, in my opinion, and very interesting culture.
I don't know. I don't know much about Morocco, to tell you. It's hard to study the whole world. I mean, I've studied countries here and there, but Morocco wasn't one of them. But if you had a chance to leave the country, looking at Europe, where would you like to go and why? I mean, if you look at Italy, we call it the boot. right? Obviously because it's shaped as the boot. Well, where would people like to go? Anton, if you want to leave the country, what kind of country would you like to go to on the map? Anton.
New Zealand, maybe.
Where?
Maybe New Zealand. New
Why?
Zealand.
Why New Zealand?
Lord of the Rings was.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I don't know how in English.
And the
When
Hobbit.
Film and Hobbit.
Shire.
Yeah.
What was that?
Shire, the land of hobbits.
Not the Shire land of hobbits. And Irina, if you had a choice to leave your country now in Russia, where would you like to go to on the European map?
Oh, on a European map, I would like to go to Spain.
And why Spain?
I thought that it is a beautiful country, and I like the mandarins there.
Okay, alright, fair enough. The Mandarins, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay, alright, just checking. I see I noticed some Russian people, they like to go to Croatia. Is this because they like the beaches there? Why? Why is this? Anyone can tell me? No comment?
Croatia.
Croatia. Maybe because you don't need a visa there. Do you need a visa for?
In North Croatia, we don't need visa. In South Croatia, we need a visa.
Okay, in South Croatia you need a visa. Okay, I didn't know about this as well. Any other country? I mean, England. The problem that I would have with England is that I think to me it looks like an island, when that's why they call it the UK, right? It's England, it's Scotland, it's Ireland, etc., etc. For me, there's too many people on there, and I think it's going to be full. I think there's like 70 million people in England living there. Has anyone been to England before?
No.
Oh, okay. Anyone else? No one else has been to England? No? Nobody else? No? No? Nobody else?
Mike, what about you? What country do you want to live?
Ukraine. Ukraine.
No. Besides Ukraine or Canada.
And why
In
do
Europe. In Europe.
In the world, you know what? Either Russia or Ukraine would be either of them. I like Russia because it's big and you can go anywhere. I just don't want to go to Moscow. But I love to live in St. Petersburg. I like to live somewhere in Eastern European, except in Romania because there's too many dogs there.
Where are many dogs?
Sorry?
Repeat please about many dogs.
There's too many dogs in Romania. I don't think there's as many dogs in Romania as there is like in Russia. I don't think you have that kind of dog problem. Just looking through here. Sorry, Ivan, I
speak Russian, no, or only English.
Ivan, I hear you there. 1 second, guys. I'll mute his microphone. All right, there. There's some other entry. What do we think about like Latvia, Lithuania for the Russian people in the class? Has anyone ever been there before? What do we think of those countries? Estonia. These are all countries part of the past USSR, correct?
Yes, but these countries, Latvia, Estonia, don't like Russian people.
But from what I understand, there's a lot of Russian people in Latvia, in Estonia. Is that correct, or that's not true?
Yes, in Latvia and Estonia, a lot of Russian people, but Latvian peoples, for example, don't like Russian.
Okay. But okay, they don't like Russian like that. But do you think is there any changes from you know, like these countries that are part of the European Union now, do you really think that there's any big change, or do you think they should be part of Russia still?
I don't know. I never lived in Latvia or Litva or Estonia.
Okay, okay,
I,
because like,
I can't
sorry?
say I can't say anything.
Okay, all right. And what about in Finland? Who do you know? I mean, I guess there's a lot of people that go back and forth from Russia and Finland. Is this true from what I hear?
Very good social country.
A very social country, you said?
Mhm.
What do you mean? Tell us. Explain.
I mean, in Finland, Switzerland, or these countries have a lot of opportunity for people. I mean, better life than
It's
in
too
Russia.
cold. It's too cold, though. Come on. I mean,
Yes, it's too cold, but they like vodka, like Russians.
no. I mean,
No
the
problem.
problem with Sweden, Finland, Norway, it gets really, really cold. I
We
don't
we
know.
we get used to cold. It's
In Canada,
not.
If you get used to the cold, why do you go in the south in the summertime? Why do you go to places like Turkey then? Why? It's warmer there, obviously.
just on vacation.
I don't believe that. I don't know. Okay, but if you say that, but I think like the problem with if you look at all these northern countries in the EU, they're too cold. If it was me, I love to live in something like I like to live in
Australia.
Greece. Sorry?
Was it Australia?
Oh, Australia, that changes a lot too. That's some crazy.
Whole year, whole
For
year.
the whole year.
Summer, whole year.
For the whole year. So looking at the map, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's the same. Maybe someone can correct me. We have the northern and southern hemisphere. Is it the same in Ukrainian and Russian when we say that, northern and southern hemisphere? Does anyone know what I mean when I talk about the northern and southern hemisphere? No?
Well,
No
not in the
idea.
southern hemisphere.
Can you explain what do you mean?
Well,
Can you write it?
yeah, hold on. Hemisphere is like the division between the north and south. Like, is equator, is that name, is it the same in Ukrainian and Russian as in English? Everyone knows what the equator is?
North.
No?
North equator is hemisphere. North hemisphere.
Well, the equator's in the middle. Alright, last time I looked. Usually that's the warmest part as well. So just maybe because people didn't know about the northern and southern hemispheres, I wanted to maybe to improve your vocabulary as well. And of course, you know, everyone knows the North Pacific Oceans as well, and we have different gulfs. But why do you think, I mean, when we have a gulf, like for instance, going back to the Gulf of Mexico, why do you think they call it a gulf? Does anyone have any idea? Why don't they call the Caribbean Sea a gulf? Why do they call the Gulf of Mexico a gulf? Nobody knows? No? So when I say gulf, I spell it like this. Because like a golf ball, right? It is enclosed by other cities or other countries. That's why they call it a gulf, because it's enclosed. As you can see, if you look at the Gulf of Mexico, near Mexico, there's a lot of border around here, and it covers a lot of area. All right, near and Havana. Sorry?
Russia also have the Gulf. All northern territory.
Yeah, I mean you have to have a body enclosed in something to have it to call it a gulf though. But I see, I don't know, I mean in Russia, I don't know, maybe someone can help me out what the Kara Sea is. I'm guessing this is all ice area. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
In
And
the,
yeah, to be honest with you, I don't really know. But you know, going to Canada, there's a dispute because if you see all these not glaciers, but all these tiny pieces of land in Canada in the north section there, up from Nunavut, that is actually they say it's part of Canada, but other countries are saying no, no, no. Canada does not own this land. Anyone can own this land. I say it's part of Canada, you know, because it's so close. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? No comment? Do you know what I mean? If you go to the north part of Canada, you'll see small little islands, right? And some countries are saying that it's not part of Canada because it's like it's its own island. It's separated by water. But Canada is saying, no, it's our country. Because we found some submarines, some ships that were floating around there, and they were looking for some stuff. And Canada was like, what are you doing here? You know, why do you need to be here? So maybe, I don't know, for spying purposes or what, but I don't know. I think that when you have like an island close to a country, you know, it should be part of the bigger country as well.
You're talking about Northwestern Passage?
The Northwestern, correct.
Oh.
So no, I don't think anyone looks there. I mean, who the heck would go to the who the heck would want to go to the North Pole anyways? Who? Who would go there?
People who like extreme or extreme cold temperatures.
It would be very difficult to live there. And what about the South Pole? You're going to find penguins there. Penguins don't live with polar bears unless you watch the Coca-Cola commercial. I mean, who the heck would go to these regions anyways? Does anyone know anyone who's been to the North Pole or to the South Pole? Nobody knows?
Have you been there?
No, but I know Canadians who have been, and they worked for National Geographic.
That must be a very good opportunity to take some nice photos.
If your camera doesn't freeze.
Well, there are some special equipment that can protect the camera, I guess.
This is minus 100. I don't think Russia even has minus 100 in some areas.
Who knows? You haven't been there. How do you know?
I heard in Siberia the coldest it gets is minus 60.
Okay.
Anton, maybe you can confirm this for us.
yes, it is.
Minus 60.
minus 60, minus 17 sometimes.
How can you live in this weather though? How?
Oh, in my part, I lived in south part of Siberia.
Okay, but still, it's no, it's cold. How do people live in there? Is it like different humidity levels, different dryness? What is it?
They don't live there.
Oh, they don't live
work there, but don't live.
So you mean like they go to the south part? 1 second. So they go. You're saying they don't live there. So usually, where do they go after? I mean, when is working season anyways for these people?
Yeah, it's season work.
Like what time of the year? Like from what month?
From March to November.
And where do they go after? I mean, where are they from? Are they explain? Like where do they go afterwards? Back home?
And 3 months leave home.
Because I don't know. I don't know nothing about Siberia. That's why I sound kind of stupid, but I don't know nothing about the area. That's why I ask. But it's interesting. It's interesting. So what do you guys hunt there? You hunt bear, moose? What do you got there? What kind of animals?
All animals.
Yeah. Lots of mishka.
Bears, snow leopard.
Snow leopards. Oh, bonjour.
Yeah.
We have none of this in Ukraine. I looked for a mishka in Ukraine. I couldn't find one. Come here, mishka. Come out, wherever you are. It's hard. Only in the Carpathian Mountains, maybe, you'll find a mishka. I don't know. Am I right? In the Carpathian Mountains, you'll find a bear? In Ukraine?
Медведи есть у вас?
Oh, actually, shame on me, but I have visited very few Ukrainian cities. Just it's like that. I hope I will visit some more, but I hope that there are still some bears in mountain.
I hope so too. If people didn't kill them all, because in the Zhytomyr region, I look for there's no animals there. It's dead. There's nothing. It's scary. Like it's
There are just small animals, small birds, but maybe in some mountains, some far in the deep in the forest, there also you can find some animals still. I do hope, but I have to check it up.
Well, to wrap this up, I mean, actually, one place to go to in Pacific Northwest in America are the Rocky Mountains. You know, if you walk big mountains there in Vancouver. And I talked to some people, and it's a beautiful place to go to. You need a car, of course, but you will find bears, leopards, cougars. I guess snow leopard. No, not snow leopard. Just cougars and stuff like that. So, and you can't shoot them either. You need to have a gun registration. So, I don't know. I wouldn't trust a big mishka to come behind me or to defend myself, because I think the mishka would be stronger than me, so I would want a gun with me to shoot the thing. Because if it's hungry, it's not eating me. That's for sure. So in Russia, can you have a gun to shoot animals if they attack you, or you're not allowed to?
Yes, we have, but we also need registration, and we have limits on shooting animals.
Well,
limits by period of the year, or limits by
and period and
hunting
quantity.
period. Hunting period too, eh? Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, hunting period and quantity of
animals.
Animals.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
You.
Well, I'm just saying, I want some protection. I don't think pepper spray would work, with a big bear or a cougar. I don't think it would work. So be protected. But, just some beautiful places. Anyways, we're over time. I kind of wish we knew more kind of places we would like to talk about, but that's probably because we haven't been to many places. Hey, I'm from Canada and I haven't been many places myself. Just because I don't have that much time. But, hey, it's nice to travel when you can, but, traveling isn't everything. I think, when you see one thing, you've seen everything. So everything starts to look the same again and again. So that's why, I'm not too big on traveling, even though I don't need a visa, So that's why people ask me, why don't you go anywhere? You don't need a visa. I'm like, why should I go? I like Ukraine. It's a good country. Anyways, yeah, Irina, sure. What do you want to say?
Mikhail, but I want to ask you, if you want to travel all over the world, what's the first place which you meet?
Which I would go to? What do you mean? I really, to be honest with you, I don't know. There's a lot of places, but the problem is, Irina, a lot of places are expensive too. Like you can go to places like Italy, France, and they're very expensive. So, I'd want something that's cheap to go to. But to be honest with you, I haven't even been everywhere in Canada. So Canada is a place where I would explore, but to go by car it would take 2 days just to go there. All right, and it's crazy. But there's a lot of places in Canada. There's Newfoundland, there's Labrador, right, which is in the east part of Canada. There's Vancouver, Whistler, BC. There's skiing to go to. There's a lot of places. So I know one student here wants to go to Canada in Alberta. So hey, I mean, have fun. But I don't know. Maybe Australia too. Australia is very similar to Canada. So if that answers your question.
And in my opinion, I really like to go to Dubai.
Dubai.
Yes.
It's kind of hot there, isn't it?
Yes. It's very.
Жарко, тепло. No?
Yes.
Who is this? Sabit Tamara.
Hello, I'm Tamara.
Tamara. Yes, sorry, I'm very bad. I'm very bad at pronouncing names. Yes. A thousand apologies, please. So Tamara, actually, my class has ended, and I have no idea if there's another class. But I was just
ended. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I kind of went overtime. I wasn't checking, but I'll have another class next week, or there's other teachers as well, both native and non-native. So please check them out. Yeah, I was just sorry about that.
That's all right.
Tell me, if I see you again, where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
We're from in Russia?
Ossetia. It's near Chechnya, but it's not Chechnya.
So it's like maybe Volgograd area, or no? It's not near there.
No, it's near Beslan. Do you know Beslan? It's
I know it's a big country. I'm sorry, I don't remember. I'm just trying to remember. I'm in Kiev now. I'm trying to remember the Ukrainian cities, right? I know Ternopil, Lviv, Sevastopol. Okay, that's in Crimea. I know just the major cities, so I'm trying to learn too. All right. But everyone, all right, Tamara. So Tamara, just try to check out my next lessons. They'll happen soon, next week or maybe Tuesday. I'm not sure. For everyone else, it's 10:09. I got a jet too. So everyone, thank you for coming. Please check the schedule again. Look at my schedule. Look at someone else's schedule. There's a lot of topics, a lot of things to talk about. So everyone, have a good evening. Okay. All right. До свидания. До побачення.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.